was watching the Graham Norton show and Sofia Vergara came on and she was talking about Griselda and she was talking about how she was a strong woman, and I was watching and I thought to myself, well, yeah, I mean she was, and she did stand out in a male dominated world, but they're not going to try and portray Griselda Blanco as some kind of feminist hero, are they? Yeah, they sort of did. I'll cycle back to that. So, Griselda, new Netflix series. Pretty good. I recommend it. I was really looking forward to it. It's made by the same geezers who made Narcos, so you can expect a certain level of quality, and it delivered. Not as good as Narcos though, One of the main reasons was because this was only 6 episodes long, whereas Narcos is 10 episodes. So there's a lot of stuff they didn't have time to go into. There was a lot of 2 years later, 3 months later, popping up on the screen every now and again. So that was annoying. They didn't even replace them with montages. I mean, you could have got through some time with doing some montages, push it to the limit. That would have been nice, but no, none of that. And they didn't have time to do all the things they did in Narcos, like the archive footage and the voiceover, really putting the war on drugs into a wider context. Didn't do that in Griselda, so that was a shame. And also, not enough violence in it. In Narcos, there were loads of shootouts and gun battles. Let's see more of that in Griselda. If you've got to make some stuff up, why not? I want to see some more people getting shot. I mean, her speeches were really good about, oh, come on, lads, let's go sort them out, yeah. Very good team talks, I like those. But let's see the gun battles, let's see them. And there's a lot of interesting stuff in Griselda's life that they just skipped past. Like, apparently, when she was in prison, she came up with a plot to kidnap JFK Jr. I want to hear that conversation. What was the backup plan? Kidnapping Frank Sinatra Jr.? Someone's already tried that geezer. I want to hear these conversations. Also, apparently, she had a dog named Hitler. Left it out of the show. So, it's a shame they skipped over a lot of interesting things in her life that would have been good. There was some stuff as well that they just basically made up, like the conversations with the detective June Hawkins. They never happened. Griselda and June Hawkins never actually met. So yeah, that was complete bollocks, but nevertheless, it was more historically accurate than a lot of other biographical series, so I'll give it credit for that. The main criticism, I'd say, was the portrayal of Griselda, which I talked about earlier. Now, I've never met Griselda, and I've never seen her interviewed on the Graham Norton show, for example, so I don't really know what her personality was like. But from watching documentaries about her, I get the feeling she was a bit more bloodthirsty than she came across on the show. It seemed like she didn't really mind killing people. I mean, she allegedly killed between 40 and 250 people. Apparently she came up with the idea of sicarios shooting people by doing drive-bys on motorbikes. I mean, you have to have killed a lot of people to come to the point when you're getting bored and you're starting to come up with new ideas. I mean, I don't think she minded killing. I don't think Griselda was just completely a victim of circumstance. I mean, she had a hard life and she had to do some stuff that she probably didn't want to do and all of that. But I don't think that she was somehow as innocent as she sort of came across on the show. I mean, when watching Griselda, you kind of get the impression that Griselda was just a victim of circumstance. I don't think that was exactly true. Like, I don't think all of the murders were just down to the fact that she happened to do a bit too much crack and she woke up in the morning and was like, oh no, like kind of how you wake up in the morning and you've ordered a few Top Gear DVDs doing drunk shopping, but she instead just ordered a few murders. I don't think that was the case. I hear that she was a lot more ruthless than perhaps she came across on the show. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. But June Hawkins, never heard that story before. The main detective had no idea who she was, and doing a bit of research, yeah, apparently that was all true. And yeah, very interesting story. I didn't know any of it before. Apparently, that cop who she was working with at the end, that detective, they actually get married. So that's nice. And her son turns out to be a cop. So yeah, Very interesting. So yeah, I'd check out the series just to find out about her story alone. I mean, that's your hero. That's who you should portray as the hero, really, rather than Griselda. But nevertheless, a good series. I mean, it's made by the same geezers who made Narcos. It was the same cast pretty much as Narcos, so you can watch it and go, oh yeah, it's that geezer from Narcos. Oh yeah, it's that geezer from Narcos. Oh yeah, it's that geezer from Narcos. I'm not very good with names, but nevertheless, I definitely recommend it. I'd watch it. It was alright. Anyway, please like and subscribe.